Hey guys, we are back for another game of Super Smash Bros. So, today, well, for this one at least, we have the greatest Super Smash Bros. Bowser of all time, Dacocoyo, versus Comet. Same thing with this one, we're going to have no audio probably for all the games, just because Dacocoyo's locked in with those headphones, so just with the setup we have. If he has headphones plugged in, I can't get audio on my side. That's all good. So yeah, we're just going to be waiting here for a minute or two. Comet just got in here, so we'll do quick map bans. Actually, I think we already got them done. And yeah, we'll get going. So we're getting in here. So Dacocoyo was probably expecting the Wario here today. So Dacocoyo, or Comet, excuse me, is a Wario / Yoshi main. So we'll see how this one fares here. So Dacocoyo looking for the early chip damage, able to get him up to 36% here. That's what he does best. Starting off these games, getting an early chip damage up to 50%. Using that fire breath, using that spin, but equalized back up here on the side of Comet. So now just trying to feel each other out here right now. Just each player looking for a way in. So some back and forth so far, just trying to keep that center stage control. No one has been able to keep it so far. Up to 108. Dacocoyo on the edge here, able to get back on. But the back air on by Comet, able to get him towards the left side here, able to eventually recover and get back on, but not after taking 125% here. Looking for the grab, can't quite land it. The back air can't quite confirm on the side of Comet. And now Dacocoyo able to get back on here, but up to 140, 150, trying to use that rage and equalize it back up here. But no. Comet gets an early 3-2 stock advantage. Now just looking to keep it rolling here. But for Dacocoyo, just trying to get a quick confirm and equalize it back up here. Taking nothing in return. That's the goal at least. And that won't quite confirm. Comet able to use that egg to get back on, but not able to do much off of it. So equalized back up here. And now, either player just looking for an opening. This is probably what that mid-game is going to look like often. Just back and forth, the chip damage from both sides. Yoshi trying to use those projectiles to get back on. And you're seeing it here. So Dacocoyo trying to shy away from that fire breath, actually. Just mainly has been using it for the edge guards. But besides that, hasn't been using it a whole lot. And SDs, actually. I think he was looking for something there. Didn't get the right read he was looking for. That'll quickly confirm. Oh, wow. No, it doesn't. Excuse me. I really thought that would. I think he was a little short on the percentage there. But up to 150% now. Anything here for Dacocoyo will confirm. Looking for just that. Unable to get the grab he was looking for, up to 50%. And now just trying to get the edge guard with the fire breath. Unable to get that. Comet using that egg to able to get back on. There we go. This will confirm. So equalized back up here, but a disadvantage now for Dacocoyo. Up to 85% now. Up to 110. You're just trying to stay out of there. But up to 130%. Has to use that rage. That won't quite confirm here. But Comet now looking for the edge guard. Dacocoyo unable to get back on and land that. And now just trying to keep his distance. Couldn't quite get the shield break he was looking for there. Kind of a last gasp attempt there. But now still has a chance here. Just trying to use that rage and play it smart here. If he's able to keep... No, okay. So that tail whip. Able to confirm and get Comet an early 1-0 lead here. So yeah, Comet goes up 1-0 over Dacocoyo. And we'll be back in just 1 second for game 2. So it's looking like small battlefield for game 2. So we'll see how either side fares here. And yeah, back to that Yoshi. On to comment. I can't imagine he's going to switch off of it now after that. So we'll see if Dacocoyo can adapt. So able to parry and get some early chip damage onto the side, but overall equalized up here. And I was mentioning earlier on the last one, but generally that's kind of just what these early games and stock resets are going to look like. Just dropping down, getting a little bit of chip damage onto either side. Both players getting up to 70-80% here, and then each player now looking for that, kill move, or at least 6-7%. Now up to 80-90% here for Comet. And Dacocoyo now. Oh, a beautiful parry there on the side of Comet, able to get a nice combo towards the left side here, and yeah, up to 90% here, and actually a little bit of a mistake there on the side of Dacocoyo, goes down early. So a 3-2 stock advantage here on the side of Comet. And now looks for the confirm off of that. Couldn't quite land on the platform there. Intentional, I'm not sure. But up to 130% here. Let's see if he can get the edge guard he's looking for with that fire breath. Able to get it up to 160% here. Anything will confirm. Able to barely get out of that with the egg. But no, quickly confirms and equalizes back up here. So 2 stocks apiece. And now Comet just trying to get a quick combo towards the left side here. Able to do just that. Up to 90%, 100 now. For the side of Dacocoyo, a brutal start to this second stock. Looking for the grab. Can't quite make it happen here. And now almost into that kill percentage for Comet. And that will. So an early 2-1. So gets back that advantage to 2-1 now. And Dacocoyo trying to equalize and get back into this one. But these combos on the side of Comet have been brutal. That fire breath able to rack up some nice chip damage. You can't really take a whole lot in return here if you're Dacocoyo. But just due to the nature of this, I guess, matchup, the chip damage from both sides is just going to be back and forth. So it's kind of a little difficult here for Dacocoyo to get back into this one. Up to 102 now. Comet now using those projectiles to get back on. Eventually able to equalize it back up here for Dacocoyo. But up to 110% here. Has to use that rage and play it perfectly. Couldn't quite land the down B he was looking for. And now, just looking for some of that back B from Comet. Able to get her up to 130. Trying to use those projectiles and keep him off. Can't quite make it happen right now. Up to 51% here. Dacocoyo trying to get a combo going. Anything here. Has to play it perfectly. And actually will confirm a beautiful comeback and equalizes it back up here. So 1-1. Heading in to map 3, or game 3, excuse me. On the verge of going down 2-0, Dacocoyo pulled out a masterclass on that final stock. Able to equalize it back up. And yeah, we'll be back in just 1 second. So I didn't quite see the map there. Oh, okay, never mind. If I used my eyes, I could see it in the bottom right. So 1-1 apiece here. And now let's see if Dacocoyo can do what he does best and get that early chip damage at the beginning of these. So far, the last series and this one hasn't been able to do it, and the trend continues up to 87 and just a quick stock. I mean, literally in 10 seconds, Comet already took a stock out. So Dacocoyo has to respond here and equalize it back up here if he wants a chance. But already up to 100%. A brutal start to this map. Only able to get 25% in response. Comet switching it into high gear here. Now Dacocoyo tries on that back air. Able to get it, so equalizes back up the stocks here, but up to 111% here. Has to use that rage and at least get a fair amount of percentage onto Comet before he goes down. Can't quite land the projectiles. No, actually eventually does, but up to 155, that won't quite confirm. Able to recover. And since that's cross-platform, that still won't confirm. But anything on the side of Comet on this left side of the platform will. And there we go. So 2-1 now. Dacocoyo got him out in the climb here. Let's see if he can make it happen. Unable to get the read he's looking for there. Can't quite land the side B. And now just equalize, and just that percentage is equalized back up here. A whole stock advantage here on for Comet. And can kind of just play around with this one. Up to 6-7%. And yeah, just trying to just chip back and forth. And so far, Comet has done a beautiful job of doing just that. Into that kill percentage now for Dacocoyo. So has to be careful here. Trying to use that rage and equalize it back up here before going down. But no. Won't be able to do it. So Comet goes up 2-1. And we will be back in just 1 second for game 4. Wow, my brain did not process it. That was game 4 coming up. But yeah, we'll be back in game 4 in just a second. So heading into map 4 here. Oh, it's not 3-1. Comet would have already won it. Oh, God. There we go. 2-1. So Dacocoyo, I can imagine here, he's definitely going to play this start a lot more careful. But already gets a little too in and able to quickly equalize it back up. So yeah. Not a whole lot to say here. It's just been the same every... Hello? Think we're having some technical difficulties. I think the monitor turned off. Huh. Oh, no, the internet just crashed. Well, that's just lovely. Well, I'm gonna mute and not quite sure what happened. I guess the internet disconnected on the Smash or on the Switch. So I will mute and figure out what's going on. I'll be back in just a second here. Oh, are we in? Oh yeah, let me leak the code here. What is going on? So just, I guess a brief intermission here. Just 1 second. think we're already back, actually. Yeah, okay. Weird. That was odd. Not quite sure what happened, but it's all good. That's the risks you run with running online events. So we'll get back into this one. I imagine it'll just be a restart. I don't know if they're going to count that stock. I'm kind of actually curious. We'll see here in just a second. So no. Yeah, they're just going to restart this one. That's fair enough. Yeah, I think he disconnected when, or that's what caused the stock at least. So restarting it here. So Comet already getting up to 90%. Let's see if he can land the edge card he's looking for. Can't quite make it happen. Ooh, excuse me. Now Dacocoyo just trying to get that edge guard at the fire breath, able to get a little bit of percentage, but not a whole lot. That platform carries him off, treats Comet well. Let's see if he can get the recovery. Able to barely get back on. Comet, a little bit of mistake there. But still up to 143 here. That will quickly confirm. So it's kind of been the same story the whole time. Comet going up an early stock advantage every time. Let's see if Dacocoyo going to respond and equalize it back up. Just looking for anything but Comet. Some beautiful spacing and shielding. Has treated him well so far. But up to 111% here. Dacocoyo looking for that confirm quickly. That won't quite, but anything here will. It's able to shield out of that projectile, but Comet nicely responds nicely off of it. And that spike will quickly confirm. Equalizes back up here, but not after taking 100%. So let's see if he can respond. Trying to use that fire breath. Can't really land anything he's looking for there. And these platforms should be an advantage for Dacocoyo. But so far, hasn't really treated him well. Up to 140, able to barely get out of that. But no, anything on the side will confirm. Or anything on the side of Comet will confirm here. And looking for it up to 160. If Dacocoyo can use this rage and at least get him up to 180%, it's definitely doable. Trying to do that shield, trying to get some shield penetration there. Couldn't quite land it. A little more lag there. But the back air will confirm. So a 1-2 advantage for Comet. A common story. But let's see if Dacocoyo can respond and stay into this one. A very similar situation as the last series. Went down 2-1 in that one and came storming back. Let's see if he can do the same here. Up to 100% on the side of Comet. And that will confirm a beautiful play from Comet. Able to take this series 3-1. So an unfortunate series there for Dacocoyo. Goes down. Heading into the loser bracket here. And I will see you all in, I don't know, when's the next game? Probably 7. That's what I'd assume, at least. So I'll see you all at 7 if you want to tune in for that one.